by.
With Circle, your water is deliciously flavored at the turn of a dial with 0 sugar and 0 calories. And Circle has over 40 flavors, so your water can be as unique as you are. Try Circle, available now at Walmart.
I've got to go into the control room and wish everybody good luck. Have a good show.
So nice.
Tom Hanks poked fun at his nice guy image when he hosted Saturday Night Live back in 1988. Now, Tom officially a member of the show's 10 Timers Club. We leave you with our favorite Tom SNL moments. Good night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hanks.
Boy, you people must be getting real sick of me by now. As you know, I started the 5 Timers Club.
One of the most exclusive clubs in the world.
I'm nowhere near Alec Baldwin or Steve Martin.
Excellent corner for scoping out the babe.
You said a mouthful.
Not interested in me at all. You don't...
Happening now.
2 men shot dead outside of this Chase Bank, but police say those men were trying to rob someone who was pulling out money. Coming up, where the investigation stands and what's next for the shooter.
It's finally here, Victor Wembanyama's game day debut with the San Antonio Spurs, and it's going down right here in Las Vegas at the Thomas & Mack Center, coming up next.
After finding a few spotty showers on the radar over the past couple of days, high pressure strengthens this weekend, which means rain chances come down and temperatures come up. We'll get you a look at those toasty details coming up in a few. The news at 5 starts right now.
An ATM melee. He was trying to get cash. 2 other men tried to take it. Instead, they were shot and killed.
That is word from San Antonio police today about a deadly shooting at a Chase Bank on the south side. Police say that man who pulled the trigger was at the ATM when he says the men he killed tried to rob him. John Paul Barajas has our top story.
Crime scene tape surrounds a drive-through portion of a Chase Bank off I-35 in Southwest Military. Evidence markers scattered through the parking lot, and a car was left with a cluster of bullet holes while another car looked like it was driving away and just made it out of the parking lot before coming to a stop in the grass.
The individual was withdrawing money from the ATM. 2 suspects approach him, try to rob him. He shoots at them, kills both.
San Antonio Police Chief William McManus tells us all 3 people involved were in their 20s, but he wasn't sure if the robbery suspects had any weapons on them at the time of the shooting. He had this message for residents in the area.
There's no continuing danger to anyone in the area. It was a robbery that didn't go well.
But when asked about the crime that is alleged, people robbing someone as they pull out money, also known as jugging.
It's been a trend throughout the country right now, and we believe at this point, again, this could change, that this was a jugging incident.
As to the man that was pulling money out of the ATM and shot the 2 alleged robbers, SAPD has taken him down for questioning, but at this time they do not believe he'll be facing any charges. Back out here, the ATMs are now back up and running. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
New at 5, we've learned the name of an Army staff sergeant who drowned in Calaveras Lake on the 4th of July. He was 36-year-old Deshaun Walker. Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says Walker was fishing on a boat with 2 friends when he fell overboard and never resurfaced. He was not wearing a life jacket. Salazar says from their investigation, it appeared that Walker panicked. He also said that Walker was not a strong swimmer.
Ducking and dodging, a man driving to work this morning forced to make a detour after San Antonio police say he ended up dodging bullets on Highway 90. One of those bullets hit him in the leg. Police believe the incident is a possible case of road rage. They say, according to witnesses, someone in a car tried to cut off the 39-year-old victim while on the highway and sideswiped the victim's truck. Officers think the victim was trying to pull over when the person in the car instead pulled out a gun and fired at him. The victim stopped at this gas station on South Zarzamora to get some help. So far, no description of the suspect or the vehicle have been released.
A deadly apartment fire was intentionally set because of money issues and a rejected romance. That's according to the arrest affidavit for Jacoby De Leon O'Shea Ferguson. who was arrested for setting that fire that killed 5 people. Detectives say Ferguson set fire to a mattress in a breezeway at the iconic Village Apartments in San Marcos back in 2018. That fire spread to 2 buildings in the complex. One of the 5 people killed was from San Antonio. Ferguson is now charged with first-degree felony arson, causing bodily injury or death.
The San Antonio police say a man shot in the hip overnight. It happened just before midnight in the 600 block of Hunstock. So far, officers still trying to figure out if the shooting was accidental or intentional. The weapon used hasn't been located.
Tonight is the night Spurs Nation has been waiting for since draft night.
Victor Wembanyama expected to take the court tonight in Sin City in front of thousands, and all eyes and cameras will be on the #1 draft pick. Our Larry Ramirez will be there from start to finish. He's there right now at the Thomas and Mack Center. All right, Larry, I guess, what better place to make your debut than Las Vegas?
Absolutely. I mean, the bright lights of Las Vegas, to me, the perfect spot for Victor Wembanyama to make his Spurs and his NBA debut tonight. And that means the Thomas and Mack Center is the place to be, and that's where we are live right now. So how about this? All 17,500 tickets available for day 1 of the 11-day series are sold out, making Wemby's pro debut a tough ticket to get. The young man said it's going to be intense, and he can't wait to wear the Spurs jersey for the first time in a game, and that will happen tonight versus the Hornets. His teammates went 2-0 in Cali and played some good basketball, and now they hope to build off of that success with Wemby in the lineup. Wednesday, after beating the Lakers, Blake Wesley had this to say about Wemby.
For sure, he's very humble. I mean, if I was number 1 pick, I'd be humble too. It's a blessing for you to be number 1, 7'5", wingspan, long. So I'm excited to see him play first game on Friday. So yeah.
You know what? I think we are all excited to watch his first game tonight. And coming up later in sports, Wemby will talk about his role in this game and what kind of teammate he wants to be. Back to you guys in San Antonio.
All right, thanks, Larry. Now to the latest on that Wemby-Britney saga. Well, turns out Britney Spears inadvertently hit herself in the face after her hand was pushed off of Wembanyama's shoulder.
Oops. That's what Las Vegas police say the surveillance video shows. Spears filed a police report alleging battery after claiming a member of Wemby's security team backhanded her when she tapped Wemby on the shoulder. But police say the video shows his security pushing away Britney's hand when she touched his lower back, and that's when she hit herself. Las Vegas police say no charges will be filed, and the investigation is over.
Headlines around the country now. 2 New Jersey firefighters killed in the line of duty while trying to put out flames on a cargo ship Wednesday night. Their names have been released. Augie Akobau and Wayne Brooks. Both firefighters worked for the Newark Fire Department. The cause of this fire is still under investigation.
There's a new social media app getting a lot of attention. Threads is Meta's new app, and it's in its first 24 hours of launching. Well, in its first 24 hours of launching, more than 50 million people signed up. If you're not too familiar, it's similar to Twitter, so much so that Twitter is threatening legal action, accusing Meta of stealing trade secrets through former Twitter employees. Meta denies the allegations.
Another platform out there. Well, at 98 and 95 years old, former President Jimmy Carter and his wife Rosalind are celebrating their 77th wedding anniversary. This video from their 75th anniversary milestone. The Carters were married July 7th, 1946 in their hometown of Plains, Georgia, and that is where the couple still lives today. The former First Lady is living with dementia, while the former president is under home hospice care.
To the economy now, and the Labor Department releasing the June jobs report this morning showing 209,000 jobs added last month. That's still strong job growth, but a slowdown from recent months.
ABC's Rena Roy has the latest on how this could affect inflation.
The monthly jobs report is out from the Department of Labor, showing 209,000 jobs were added in June, less than economists expected. The unemployment rate down to 3.6%.
We were expecting 240,000 jobs added. We got 209,000. That is still very solid job growth, but it is the slowest monthly job creation we've seen since December of 2020.
Jobs added in government, healthcare, social assistance, and construction. Another closely watched number, wage wages, up 0.4% for the month.
A little bit higher than expected, and we know that if wages increase faster than expected, that could fuel inflation.
But experts say the gains in this report are not alarming. The Federal Reserve will likely stay on its current path of raising interest rates, increasing your borrowing costs for a mortgage or your credit card as part of its effort to cool down inflation.
Job creation like this, with an unemployment rate that is still near a 50-year low, it's hard to make the argument that the Federal Reserve is going to stop at this point in its fight against inflation. Most economists believe we'll get at least another interest rate hike from the Fed later this month.
Now, experts say it is hard to say if the job market will slow down in the next few months because it is such a fluid situation, but there are some recent signs that it is cooling, such as fewer openings and fewer people quitting their jobs. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
A caravan of love and support made its way to a San Antonio neighborhood today to honor a little girl who showed her family and doctors her strong spirit when fighting cancer. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society teamed up with North Park Subaru to lead today's hero caravan for 4-year-old Maisie Volbada. The little fighter marking 3 years cancer-free now. Smiles, hugs, honks, posters, all celebrating this big milestone. Maisie was diagnosed with acute myeloleukemia just after the COVID pandemic was declared. During her chemotherapy, she kept her family encouraged by keeping on to her smile.
It's really tough, and a lot of the kids, when they go through this treatment, it's really draining on their system. But she maintained a really cheerful attitude during the whole thing, and she's so strong going through that whole process. It's been amazing watching her go through that.
The Hero Caravan was created out of the pandemic to give the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society a way to encourage and show cancer patients and their families support when they needed it most. This is just a precursor to the Society's big event, Light the Night, which is happening October 14th. For more information, head to lightthenight.org.
How cute is Maisie?
I know.
Yeah.
Cancer-free, it's amazing.
Cute and strong. Yeah. All right, let's go live outside right now, I-37 to Jones Avenue as we check traffic. It's a slowdown as I-37 kind of goes over to I-35, but no major accidents to tell you about. Again, this is near downtown at I-37 at Jones.
And once again, it hasn't been for everybody today, but if you were traveling on some of those area roadways around Bexar County over the past couple of hours, you may have run into a brief little splash of rain. We've had some spotty showers push across portions of San Antonio. Right now, a few showers winking up on the northwest side near Helotes, a couple more little downpours there near Medina Lake, stretching over to the Hondo area. Other than that, while some of us have once again been able to tap into some rain-cooled air, it is still hot, especially the farther west as you go. 93 in Del Rio, 91 in Eagle Pass, 88 over in Lakey out there in Real County, closer here to Bexar County. We're in the upper 80s and a few low 90s out there on the thermometer. Now, if you're stepping out for any Friday evening plans, we'll hold on to that isolated rain chance through dinner time, really through about sunset, with those thermometers falling through the 80s. As we gear up for the upcoming weekend, though, those rain chances come down and temperatures crank back up. So we'll have a look at those toasty details coming up in just a few, guys.
All right, thanks, Mia. How much money would you need in the bank to feel financially comfortable? A lot of people just don't these days. Coming up, what you can do with the money you do have to make things more secure. What we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock tonight. Drivers in shirts fed up with rough roads. Some saying it's beating up their cars. They're losing hubcaps. But there's a reason for this. We'll tell you when and if those roads will be smoothed out anytime soon. Historians are finding there's a lot more to San Antonio than the Alamo. In tonight's History Untold, the freedom seekers who fled their enslavers but were caught, jailed, and many of them sold in what is now Main Plaza. All that and more today on the news at 6.
All right, here's a question. When it comes to money, are you feeling comfortable? Turns out a lot of people say no, not with today's inflated prices.
12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz looks at just how big of a paycheck people say they need and how to boost your comfort level.
From groceries to cars to you name it, stuff just costs more. And that has a whopping 72% of people feeling financially insecure, according to a Bankrate survey. So how big of a paycheck is it going to take?
Americans say that they'd want to earn about $233,000 a year just to feel comfortable. And I think it really all does go back to that, this high inflation era that we're living in.
$233,000. That's a lot, considering the median U.S. household brings in about $70,000. They also found women feel less secure than men, and Gen Xers, people in their 40s and 50s, are feeling the most worry.
So how can you boost your financial security? Here's what the experts tell me. Start by not worrying about what you can't control and instead focus on what you can control.
Bankrate analyst Sarah Foster says just set small goals.
It doesn't matter how much money you're putting towards retirement or your emergency fund. What really matters most is that you are taking those steps and building the habit.
Even a small investment goes a long way over time with compound interest. She also suggests moving savings to a high-yield account. Next, be realistic about your salary and focus on your budget.
Think carefully about your budget. Go line by line, really evaluate kind of what you're purchasing, maybe see if there's a cheaper alternative out there.
For example, look for cheaper car insurance, cheaper internet, and dine out less, and budget for more than just the bills.
What I would maybe suggest is saving for fun events just as much as you save for the emergencies. And even if you can only afford to put back $10, $20, even $50 a month toward it.
And enjoy what you do have. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Don't you wish we could bank some of these cooler days and sprinkle them out throughout the summer?
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't it though?
Yeah.
It would be amazing because, yes, they are very, very short-lived. Today, the last day in the forecast, at least heading into this weekend and next week, that we'll at least find some rain-cooled air across portions of south central Texas. So, again, not for everybody today. Coverage has not been as high as what we saw yesterday. But here in San Antonio, over the past couple of hours, we have managed to find a few light, spotty showers push across Bexar County. We had a few weakening showers just outside of Loop 1604 on the far northwest side that are now fizzling out, but a few more trying to take shape. A few little notable splashes there approaching Highway 87 on the far southeast side. Just an isolated chance continues here in town, generally through about sunset. A little bit farther off to the west along Highway 90, a few more little showers making their way up from the south, closing in on the Hondo area. And then farther off to our southeast, we've seen just a few more showers work their way across portions of the coastal plains near Stockdale, even stretching along and just west of the Highway 181 corridor, now moving into portions of Atascosa County. And then some of the healthier activity that we've seen over the past 30 to 45 minutes, once again pushing across our far southwestern counties near places like Cotulla as well as Carrizo Springs. So just that isolated potential to find a few more showers, not completely off the table over the next hour or so before we put those rain chances to bed. After the sun goes down, we lose that daytime heat, and skies are actually expected to clear later on tonight. And as we gear up for the upcoming weekend, what we've been talking about over the past several days, those rain chances are going to come down thanks to high pressure strengthening over the state of Texas. And you all know what that means, especially this time of year. The heat is expected to build triple digits in the forecast. The potential to climb into the low 100s each day, starting as early as Sunday right now. And this is the culprit, high pressure, this big blue H right now that's centered just off to our west. That's what's going to be moving over the state of Texas here in the coming days. And you can see how that already affects our weekend forecast. We're still going to start off in the mid to upper 70s here in San Antonio, but by tomorrow afternoon, already climbing into the upper 90s here in town. And yes, triple digits possible by Sunday, especially with notably more sunshine working its way back into the area as well. So enjoy this while we have it. Still some clouds out there right now, 91 degrees here in town. Dew point still elevated. You can feel some of that mugginess when you step outside. So it does feel like the upper 90s right now. But in terms of actual air temperatures, you can see some of that cloud cover helping to keep those air temperatures down in places like Kerrville, 88 right now, 87 in Uvalde. It's currently 84 degrees up in Rock Springs out there in Edwards County. sunny. We're going to start off our Saturday morning in the mid to upper 70s for most of us. Pretty similar to what we've seen over the past couple of mornings. I think we will see some morning cloud cover build in by the time the sun comes up, but by lunchtime that's going to break up and scatter out just a little bit more, leading way to more peaks of sunshine. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s. I think we'll see even more sun as we head into the late afternoon hours, helping those temperatures climb into the mid to upper 90s. Right now we've got a forecast high around 97 here in town. The potential already for folks off to our southwest to see those thermometers climb into the low triple digits. 102 possible in Carrizo Springs tomorrow, 93 in Rock Springs, 97 though in Gonzales. And you can see here on your 7-day forecast, it's not great, especially considering we've seen a little bit of a reprieve from some of those hotter temperatures over the past couple of days. Rain chances pretty much knocked out of the forecast, and those temperatures are just going to keep climbing, guys.
Not great, but it's what we got. Yep. Thanks, Mia.
All right, every once in a while we like to do some fun hijinks in the newsroom and sports department.
Every now and then.
We're looking forward to Wemby tonight. So we decided, let's have a little pool on how long he plays.
How long did you go?
20.
20 minutes?
20 seconds. No, I said 20 minutes.
I went 19 and a half, I think, but you'll round it up. So I think we're good. You think somewhere in there?
Somewhere in there. I think you and I are on the same wavelength.
I don't know. I've been asked 100 times, what time's the game starts? Where are they playing? How can I watch it? People are just pumped up. And that night is finally here. The Spurs fans trying to get a glimpse at the future. There he is. We're going to see him on the court tonight. Remember back in the spring, we thought this might just be an ordinary summer, hot, humid. Spurs first and second round guys just trying to get better at summer leagues. Then May 16th happened. The Spurs won the lottery, and did summertime change. And now the waiting is just about over for us to get our first look at top draft pick Victor Wembanyama. He has been on a whirlwind since he was drafted by the Spurs, number 1 back in June. He has been able to get some work in on the court, and he is expected to get right at work tonight, and he's also excited about it, just about as excited as Spurs fans to put that uniform on and get that career started. For more on the big night, another early chapter in the start of the Wemby era, let's go live to Las Vegas. Oh, at least you're inside and out of the heat, so that's a good sign there, Larry.
Absolutely. It is much better inside than out. It is like 103 degrees here in Las Vegas or something along those lines. So, David, we are live at the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. It is one of 2 arenas they use here for the Vegas Summer League, with the other one being the Cox Pavilion, which is probably about a 30-second walk from where I'm standing. So tonight, right here at the Thomas and Mack Center, Victor Wembanyama will make his Spurs debut when they take on the Charlotte Hornets for the second time this summer. The Spurs beat the Hornets Monday in Sacramento 98-77 without the services of Wemby. Yesterday, Victor told the media he's not sure how much he will play tonight, but when he's on the court, he wants to be the best teammate possible.
Of course, I know the guys are counting on me to get that big role, and I know for the first game I'm probably not gonna play 40 minutes, but when I'm on the court, I gotta be I think I gotta be an example in defense and a playmaker on offense, and yeah, just I think the best players for me are not the ones who get the best stats, but the ones who make their teammates better.
Hornets and Spurs will go down tonight at 8 at the Thomas and Mack Center in front of a sellout crowd. And coming up at 6, Wemby will talk about the fact that some of his Spurs teammates are here in Las Vegas to watch him play, and they're not even taking part in the Vegas League. And as far as my guess, guys, I'm going to go with Wemby will play 22 minutes tonight. David, back to you.
22 minutes. All right, Larry, thank you. Coming up at 6 o'clock also, it's game day for San Antonio FC. We're going to have our preview, plus Golden Boy Promotions takes over the AT&T Center tomorrow, and we'll have that update coming for you on the night beat. So he went with 22, and you got 20.
Well, I got 20.
19.
You have 19.
Wow, man.
I feel like I need to make a super low bet.
Where are you?
I'm going to say 14.
14 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's barely getting out on the court and getting sweaty.
Yeah, you can give me your $1 later. We'll be right back.
I would never. All right, that's all our time here on the News at 5. Thanks for watching.
See you back here at 6. World News is up next.